All right, Shalom. Let's start off first by giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the house of David, the elect, and those that are meant to have salvation. Shalom. Quick lesson. Try to keep this as concise as possible, straight to the point. But we know what the Spirit may do. Basically, this is 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. And so we just got 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. And basically what this chapter will inform you about or let you know is through the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which is the name of the Heavenly Father and His Son, that these are the last times, the last days. And some of the clues to these last days as we're reaching them, right? So basically how the people will be in these last days, because right now, man, there's a lot of peculiar ways, so to speak, in a negative sense, of how people are acting in these days. Jake, everybody's in that what about me? It's self-glory, self-gratification, instant gratification. It's all about them, all about themselves in this day and time right now. So you'll learn in these days the difference between the men of the Lord and everybody else. To read about it is 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, start at the first verse. It says, "This know also, in the last days perilous times shall come." Perilous times shall come, right? Let's look up the word perilous. And we're going to go we're in the blue letter right now, so we're going to go into a bunch of these words, which was we'll go into it. And it's kalepos, something like that. Right, is G Strong's G 5467. Kalepos, right? It says hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. Yeah, these perilous times, man, it's not gonna be that love everybody, ebony and ivory days no more, man. There's gonna be a dividing of the people and how everybody gets down. It's lucky. Yeah, people will be fierce towards one another, harsh towards one another, troublesome towards one another, dangerous, savage towards one another. And that's something that's popular on social media. Oh, he's a savage. When people are being savage towards one another. That's the implication that these are those times, man. It says, perhaps from G5465, through the idea of reducing the strength, difficulty, i.e. dangerous, or by implication, furious, fierce, perilous. Right? Hard to bear, troublesome, fierce, savage, so on and so forth. So let's go back. It says, perilous times, right? Men shall be lovers of their own selves. Right now, man, the selfishness on the planet Earth right now is reached an all-time high. I mean, if you look at the intention of people right now, it has reached an all-time high. Everybody's out for themselves. I've watched people see children at a carnival. I was at a carnival. I've seen people really, and the carnival was getting ready to close. And it was like, all right, and the conductor goes, all right, last call, all the grown-ups, please let your children ride, or let all the children ride, so, and give up your space so the children can ride. There were parents still complaining that they wanted to get on a ride, even though there's 20 kids in line to get on the ride. Like that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. This place is created for children, not for you grown-ups. They were trying to push their own children out the way to get in line. That's what this has become. People are really become lovers for their own selves, and you people out there don't know what it is yet till it's down. And this is for amusements, just like when we talk about Black Friday. That's for electronics, but wait till when it's for the last piece of food. Watch what goes down when it's for the last piece of food. When you out there like Venezuela, you know, things in Venezuela aren't getting better, man. It's just continuing to be worse and worse and worse. People are getting more desperate and more desperate. You know, that lets you know that these are those perilous times. I hope y'all seen that video, and I know a lot of brothers seen it, but I hope some of you other jakes get a glimpse of that video where I think they were in prison in Venezuela, where they looked like they made an agreement to eat each other's ears, man. The one wasn't even battling; he was just, you know, fighting like, "Stop, don't do it." He didn't act like he was in pain. He just let him eat his ear, and I don't even recall if he had ears already. But that's what's coming, man. That stuff is coming here to America. You don't have to believe it, but it's gonna come, man. It's gonna come here, and it's gonna be bad. The mentality is already set for you guys to be savage and fierce and harsh against one another. Perilous times are coming. You don't see all these Edomites, these so-called white men, and people stocking up all this ammo. What do you think that's for? To protect their own goods from you niggas that ain't gonna have nothing in the hood. When y'all realize the hood ain't got it, and y'all run up out the hood to try to go in these other neighborhoods, they gonna protect their food. Alright, so back in it says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, meaning wanting something for yourself that's not for you, that was for someone else. It says, matter of fact, we'll just look it up, man. That's what this blue letter is for, man, to look it up. Own selves, covetous. Let's see if we can play it out loud.
Strong's G 5366. Philargoros.
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 Philargoros. It says, it's for the word, it says loving money, avarice, covetous, fond of silver money. Let's see if we got anything in. Loving money. Yeah, because usually it's money that people are hungry for, you know, in that way, but it's basically when you covet something. Hold on, let's go back. Hold on. Let's go back. G5366. Let's go back right quick. The word covetous. It says, what are the other scripts with it? Yeah. So anyway, let's go back. But yeah, man, wanting something that's somebody else's, man. Wanting to covet toward themselves. And it's usually money or power or something to that effect. Anyway, it says proud. Yeah, man, nobody wants to take the humble route nowadays, man. Everybody wants to take the number one spot. Everybody wants all the glory right now, man. But little do you know, the glory is for Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, man. It's for them. It's not for us on the earth, man. We're losers, man. We don't deserve salvation. We don't deserve mercy. We don't deserve grace. We're given grace, but we don't deserve it. Grace is something that you're given when you don't deserve it, man. We don't deserve this. You know, not even the elect deserves it. You know, we all come short of the glory. You know, our righteousness is as filthy rags. You know, so and it seems like the worst people in the world are the most proud. It's you damn 2/3 out there, especially, and you heathens, man, are the most proud. You guys are some of the most proud people I've ever seen. You go on Instagram, and a chick will have a damn near 100-something bodies that she didn't have sex with, but she the one out there flaunting the most. I'm looking for something real. How come I can't find a real man? Because you ain't worth a damn your damn self. Because it takes humility for a real man to want to deal with you. You know, and that's just one small area that you show pride in. Y'all show y'all pride, and it's like the scripture say, pride coming before the fall. Y'all show y'all pride in, oh, look how big my booty is. Look at my body. Look at my hair. It's orange, or whatever the hell else is going on. You know, you show pride in that and trying to glory yourself, man. Until you humble down and understand that the glory is for the Heavenly Father and His Son, that's when you've now reached the direction of what humility is all about. When you do something and you seek no reward for what you do. We here at Great Millstone, yeah, we want salvation, but we know we may just be taking the low right now to wake up the elect, and we may not make it. We may be martyrs. We may not even, we may fall out at the last minute. We may be like Moses and not get to see the kingdom on this side, But we understand that we've been thoroughly edified to those points. But but in faith building, in the direction of faith building, that our faith is built up to continue to push and do it because the job needs to be done. And number two, to give us a better chance at salvation. Right? Anyway, it says proud blasphemers. Yeah, man. You like this whole Kendrick Lamar thing. People turn their back on Kendrick Lamar right now because they look at him like he's blaspheming. The whole Christian community sees somebody in the spotlight like a Kendrick Lamar putting out there about being an Israelite, as per se James White and Vocab Malone and all of those guys. Like Vocab Malone's the gateway between Christians and hip hop together. Like he's the gatekeeper to that shit or something. But he always has something to say about it. Yeah, we didn't dealt with you already, Vocab Malone. You can't deal with us. You're on no level right now, man. No level when it comes to this Bible, this real truth about the Bible. So when Kendrick Lamar finds a piece of truth and he's in that top spotlight, you're gonna automatically try to push something to make men stumble around him. And those other Christians or Jesus freaks or whatever you want to call it, always gonna have something to say. Because you guys are plantation slaves, man. You guys love being in a slavely way unto your master, man. Y'all don't have a rulership mentality. So you rather blaspheme the true way, the Heavenly Father and His Son, just to keep things in the comfortable state that it's always been in, that you've always known it to be in. It says disobedient to parents. That's kids being disobedient to their parents, but more so being disobedient to those that have rule over you. And particularly the heads or the apostles, man. The true head of all the Israelites, man, are the apostles at Great Millstone, whether you like it or not. Because all the other heads in these other camps, unless they're under that same doctrine, they're they acknowledge that the apostles of Great Millstone are the head guys. But all you that don't want to acknowledge that they're the true guys, the real men of the Lord, the real apostles, guess what, man? You guys are erring in the way, man. You guys don't know the right way to lead the people. You're leading them to sheep to the slaughter. Sheep to the slaughter, And you don't want to give credit where credit is due. That's why we give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, because they're the examples and they're the ones teaching it the right way. It says unthankful to the Most High. People I watch that don't say they're any form of blessing. Now, when we do blessings, me in particular, I do it in my head and I don't really make a scene with it. I just do it, just kind of, do it within myself. But a lot of people, just as soon as they see food, they just reach for it, man. They don't make sure the people around them got nothing. They just reach for it, man. They ain't saying a blessing, thanking the Heavenly Father who's feeding them or nothing. They just reach for it, man. It's all about you. Unholy, unseparate. You want to be a part of everybody else and the filth that everybody else is a part of. Without natural affection. Without the natural affection that you should have for people and your fellow brother and your fellow believer, here at Great Millstone and those that are in the true understanding of the word, yeah, we have that, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it now. Let me go to it, man, because the difference between y'all and the difference between us is this right here. Let me go to it. Let me see where it's at. Yeah, right here. St. John chapter 13 verse 34, it says, a new commandment I give unto you. Yep, it says that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. Yeah. That you will know them by the love they have for one another. You know? That's the difference, man. You'll know you got the Most High and Yahweh Shai loved us, even though He gave us that tough love by turning His back on us and letting us go through all these curses and not dealing with us. It's ultimately going to bring us back to appreciate when He is back with us, because we didn't appreciate it when we had Him. And that's real love. So we get the full scope and the full understanding of everything that's going on, and even understand how much more greater it is that He took us back in up under His wing, man, to deal with us again as a nation. So you're going to truly appreciate that. Well, that's how we do with this brotherhood, man. For us in the faith, man, us in the know, us in this thing, man, I don't know what I would do without my brothers, man. Any brother that believes, man, any brothers, and I'm affiliated with Great Millstone, and that's about the doctrine, not about the name, but about the doctrine, the 100% doctrine, any brother, man, I'm so honored, so to speak, for lack of a better term, to be around you brothers, man. Because when you're not around a brother for a while and you start dealing with people in the world, man, you see the clear difference between us and them. You see this other list versus the list of what brothers are really about, man. You see that other list coming to fruition. Let me go back into it. Yeah. It says, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontent. I see people complain about having a great life. I mean, a reasonable life in captivity, whether they know they're there or not, but still complain because they see other people getting it better than what they got it, or getting it differently than what they got it. Women, a lot of women today, man, they on that, the grass is greener on the other side, man. A lot of people are just on that. The grass is greener. Willing to give up what you got in hand to go for something else that you see, that you don't even have. Like it says, a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. Yeah, man, a lot of people don't understand that. They don't realize sometimes what you got is being content with what you got is better than what you could possibly have. This truth and taking the low for this truth, this is one of the most greatest things this is the greatest thing I've ever possessed in my life. Especially, and just to this point, especially if I endure to the end and get salvation all the way into the end. And then my children get it, and so, man, this is the greatest thing ever. Even if my children don't get it, and I love my children dearly, even if they don't get it, and I do get it, it's still the greatest thing I've ever been a part of in my life. A more sincere people, a more sincere understanding of spiritual power, more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of everything, man. Study habits, shit I never had in the world. Things that have been given to me on this side. But people take those things and they're not content with them. They're not content with being patient and enduring until the time comes. They're not content with getting their daily bread. They want to get the big car with the big rims and the big house and get fame in today's time and not endure, and then they want salvation. Man, it ain't meant for all of that. It ain't set up for that. They have the wrong intentions in their heart. And a lot of the people that fall for that, the intentions are within themselves. Anyway, it says fierce. Here's that word fierce again, right? When it went to perilous, right? It's another word, fierce. It says despisers of those that are good. Yep. And a lot of you don't like. Right now, I was offered to go somewhere and be out in the streets doing whatever else, and I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna just stay at the house. I don't want to go eat. Yeah, you'll buy my lunch and all this, but I'm gonna go to the house and just sit back and chill. Now, in my mind, I knew I was gonna do a video. But they don't want me to go and do it. And I have to actually say, hey, man, I got a video to do. Instead of hanging out with you, I got a video to do. That's something in my spirit I want to get put out there. And end up funny because he became part of the content in this video. But just to say it, this is just how people are. They want you to partake in what they want to do, but they don't want you to do what you need to do for the Heavenly Father, because they don't understand what you do for the Heavenly Father, even though that's a good thing. I've seen people or been in a situation where I'll give extra to somebody else that didn't have as much, and the other person, but nah, ask them, hey, won't you give, if I give a third and you give a third, we'll all have 2/3 for all three of us, right? I'll give a third and they'll be like, nah, I don't need all of that, and take a piece of mine off. And I'm like, whoa, I don't believe you just did that. Oh, they ain't gonna eat all of that. Well, that ain't up to you to know that, man. Give it to them. Let them give it back if they don't want it. You know, but this is the way that people are in, and these are those same people that are gonna get fucking destroyed, man. The Most High is not gonna have mercy on you people. He's gonna destroy you. Now in the kingdom of heaven, you'll be all right, but you will know it after death by pain. Reading on, it goes, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High. You love to pleasure yourself more than you love of the Most High. Yeah, man, you love pleasure more than you love the Most High, man. You know, you love pleasure more than, think about that. You love pleasing yourself more than you love pleasing the Heavenly Father. There's a heavy responsibility and a sense of giving up things for yourself. You know, like it said up at the top. What did it say up at the top? It said, lovers of their own selves. You know, lovers of pleasures rather than the lovers of the Most High. It said, having a form of godliness, and I'm a good person, I do good, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away from people like that. For this sort they are, which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. If you guys only knew how much this fits into some of the people that I'm around, if brothers only knew. But we all know people like this. We all know situations like this, you know. But that's it right there. That literally described how Jake is nowadays, how people are nowadays, right? Ever learning, but never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. They the smartest people on my dad even. I sat down when I first came into the truth and talked to my dad about it. He was, you know, he didn't really want to even put his mind towards it. Like, Dad, you're the smartest man that I've ever known, but you don't even want to delve into this thing, to even take a deeper thought into it. He already had a preconceived notion on what he thought this was about without taking a real look into it. You know, I've had other people around me that's the same way. You know, but then I realized that it's the power of the Most High. He don't want them to have it, man. If something ain't right in them, that he don't want them to have it, or maybe he just don't want them to have it yet. Either way, it ain't up to me to decide that. I have to sit back and allow the Most High to deal with the way he has to deal. Reading on, it says, and this is a point right here. It says, now Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. These same people are the ones that resist this truth, man. They don't want to come into the full understanding of this truth. They want it to be as comfortable for them as they want it to be. They like the new knowledge, but they don't want the responsibility of what they have to do with this new knowledge. They don't want the responsibility, like at IUIC, they don't want the responsibility to have to deal with these prophecies, so they just stick to the law. It's all about the law. They don't want to have to deal with the responsibility of the perilous times that are coming to those that aren't to be saved, to the 2/3, those that don't truly believe. It says, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith. Let's see what that word reprobate means. Let's go into it. Yeah. Reprobate. G96. Adekimos. Let's see what he say.
Strong's G96. Adakimos.
Yep. It says reprobate, cast away, rejected. It says not standing the test, not approved. Yeah, you guys didn't make it, man. You guys aren't cut cut out for this type of thing. It says properly used of metals or coins, or like fool's gold, something like that, counterfeit. It says that which does not prove itself such as it ought, unfit for, unproved, spurious, reprobate, rejected by implication, worthless, literally or morally, castaway, rejected, reprobate. Prove itself such as it ought, unfit for something. Yeah, you guys are unfit for salvation, man. You know, you guys are unfit to deserve the gift of faith that will give you the opportunity for salvation. You know? Now, I had another script I wanted to grab. Matter of fact, talking about those perilous times. Yeah, the second Ezra 15, I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Right? Because woe means destruction, man. When you go into the word woe, it basically means destruction. So destruction to the world, those in the world, and them that dwell therein. And even certain parts of the world is going to get destroyed also. America being one of them. Certain other places that the home bases, so to speak, of the Edomites. You know, those are some of the main places that will be destroyed. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. The sword of the missiles and different killing instruments that are coming, you know, race riots, martial law, so on and so forth. It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's the difference. Because that's coming to you people. That's coming to the rest of you people out there, whether you're Jake or you're heathen or whatever. That's coming to y'all. But to the elect, you will know them by the love they have for one another, the love that Yahushua had for us, the love that the Heavenly Father had for Yahushua and has for us. You know, from the top all the way down through the elect, man. 144,000 and 1/3. You know, that received the gift of faith, that received the gift of salvation. You know, that are to receive the gift of salvation. Right? It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah, man, when all this goes down, people going to be killing each other, man. Wait, and this, like I said, man, this is just for simple stuff right now. This is just for simple stuff. Wait till it's for bread and food, man. Wait till it's in electronics and stuff. Wait till it's for something serious, man. Life or death threatening stuff. Wait till it gets to that, man. And we're so close to that. People are already caring more about themselves than the next person. So wait till that mentality is pushed over to a dire situation. Right? It says, a man shall go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. So imagine when you can't get to the grocery store because it's out of the jurisdiction for you to go to the grocery store, or that grocery store is empty. Then what? There are not trucks coming in delivering the food to that store. You need a chip to get past this checkpoint to get into this store to buy your groceries. You know, the mark of the beast RFID chip or that technology, NFC, whatever, that technology, and you don't have it. Then what? Very chip and all that. Then what? Then you're going to start doing whatever it takes to kill your neighbor or to rob your neighbor to get that. It's going to be that sedition among men. It says, because for the pride of the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, a man was considered the one that was never really afraid. You know, yeah, there's fear, but when it came down to it, it's telling you men in general will be afraid in that day. Well, they won't know what's going on. It'll be perilous times. So men will be holding their loins like as if a woman in travail. You know, scared out of their mind. Butterflies and whatever else. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. So we go back into that list. Let's go back into that list right quick. Let's go back into that list. It says, lovers of their own self, covetous, without natural affections. You know, all those things tie right into that sedition among men. To have no pity upon his neighbor. That ties right into that. Right? Because it's describing the same different times. One unto Timothy, from I believe that was Paul that wrote that, and unto the angel unto Esdras, describing the same time period of the way people are and what's actually going to be happening in those times. It says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. Yeah, so when all this goes down, imagine what these people that are already about themselves, already covetous, already out for themselves, already wanting their own acclaim, fame, glory, and attention. Imagine when they get thrown into a dire situation like a famine or martial law or any other serious situation, how people are going to be acting in that time. And then you'll be able to understand that this is the time that the men of the Lord were speaking about. You understand at that point that this is when all that bad will come down upon you. The time that we're talking about, that you were in the wrong mentality of what's supposed to be happening. So with that, I'm going to close out. So for y'all that believe, man, get all the way right. This half-ass, about the law or about this or that one little particular angle, man, it's a bigger deal than that, man. There's a whole encompassing way of how to deal with this truth, man. There's a whole. It's not just about the law. It's about faith. It's about rehearsing the righteous acts. It's about how you love your brother. It's about how you take orders, how you take the low. It's a lot of this going on, man. It's more to it than just one or two angles. But to do your best, you have to give up that time. You have to sacrifice, man. You have to give up your time. You have to do all these different things to make sure that you're trying to earn salvation to the very best of your ability, man. Because trust me, when these perilous times really come down, when things really, when shit really hits the fan, you gonna need them people, man. You gonna need that faith, that grace from the Most High. You gonna need that helpful mentality and that helpful spirit to get out of these things, man. You gonna need your brothers, man. You gonna need them to believe in you and want to sacrifice for you like you sacrifice for them. So think about what you do, man. So with all of that, it's to exhort brothers, it's to warn those that half-ass believe. But unto the elect, man, I say shalom. All right, all praises and glories unto Yahweh Shem Shai. To the next one.